make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement, still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Remote working versus real estate. So here's the thing. People are quote unquote looking for more remote jobs, and you see they're laying off people a lot. But at the same time, what's going to happen with all of these buildings, these big buildings that are set up basically for corporations to work out of, you know? So, the first floor of this firm, second floor of that firm, third floor of that firm, fourth floor of that firm, whether it's real estate, legal services, or, just some kind of a private entity. And because people can work from home, right? And I was like, yo, well, because at a certain point, you're leasing a space. So when you're tired of leasing a space, who's going to rent it out? So how many people who do podcasting, how many of successful podcasters and say OnlyFans people you think are going to be able to rent out space in these buildings when these companies say, we didn't scale back and we've got people working from home and we're saving from not paying the cost of this building. So who's gonna, now that business got to eat that? Now you got to pay taxes on that, and who's gonna buy the building in? It's just gonna be a wasteland of corporate buildings, because the internet is such a powerful tool now. You can pretty much use it for all business practices that are quote unquote corporate, that are not hands on. And another thing I was thinking, if you're a homeowner, you know about this far too well. You might get calls or messages, or text messages out of the blue about people trying to buy your house. I'll buy your house. I'll buy your house. You're like, well, these people getting this money from to just buy people's homes. They're just texting out of the blue. Like that's one call that might not get a scam likely tag on it on your phone. And I've said it years ago that banks were buying homes and building apartment complexes. So it's far more space for an apartment complex. Well, not far more space. They're building so many complexes that you get 300, 400, 500 people in one location, and they're pretty much all paying more than a mortgage would cost if you got a house 5 to 10 years ago, right? So now your 1-bedroom is rivaling a 3-bedroom house. So those people are going to work from home. See what I'm saying? And some businesses, they bring people in like, okay, look, we got to use the building. So for one day out of the, one day a week, or, 2 days, or two days a month, people got to come and work in the office. We got to keep eyes on you. Because the pandemic kind of changed the whole environment. Some people got fired in the beginning because they were supposed to be working from home and they weren't working. Some people are living abroad who, now they have multiple living abroad or living somewhere outside of the state that they are employed at, because, hey, I can have multiple jobs, be at a remote location, and, live this lifestyle and do this work over here. So people are taking advantage of that. And I've known multiple people who, if you work in energy, you can literally, if you work in oil and gas, you can literally work from home for an oil and gas company in Canada. You see what I'm saying? So, or Alaska, or, wherever, right? So that goes to other entities too. But the question at the end of the day is, like I said, when you look around, you see far more restaurants opening. Well, depending on if you're in a major metropolitan city, you're seeing a lot of restaurant chains open that you've never heard of before. Like it's like a wild, wild west rush to food because people are cooking less or whatever. And quote, there's a food shortage, but there's a restaurant explosion. It's weird. So you see those spaces, opening. I'm seeing less and less. Like they have eyeglass shops. I rarely see people go to get glasses anymore because like what I'm thinking about is LASIK, right? The dentist, yeah, depends. It's hit and miss. Doctor's office, hit and miss. But the most successful doctors I've seen have smaller spaces at this particular point. They don't do the big offices. And even when I talk about the dentist and the doctor, so you can tell if a person is getting if the squeeze is in because their prices get ridiculous on stuff. And then, you go to the dentist office and you be like, what are you trying to charge for that? What? And then you go to another dentist and it's a completely different price for the same service. And it's like, okay, y'all trying to get folks. So what is remote working going to do to the real estate? Because like I said, people are downsizing. And if everybody, and if you call it critical mass, but especially in business, even if you hit a critical mass in a building of downsizing, now you got empty space, empty office space. And guess what? At a certain number, there is no profit. There's all loss. And think about it. There's a lot of people in real estate who come together as, conglomerate groups, multiple people. We're going to buy this office building. We're going to buy that office building. We're going to buy this over here. We might buy the parking lot over here. So now your revenue keeps dwindling because the profits you used to make on these big things, now it's like, that building, that office building holds 100 businesses. Now it went to 75. Now it went to 65. Now it's at 42. Now you got a problem. Now you got a problem. So what's going to happen because those are supposed to be the rich people. What happens when in real estate, and this is why I'm saying it, real estate is a mother. Because real estate is one of them boom businesses. If you get good in real estate, you make a lot of passive income. But at the same time, if you hit a bad deal in real estate, they snatching it up out you. You got to give up. You got to give up that money for whatever it is, maintenance, taxes, what do you call that? Shoot. Oh, shoot. It's not just overhead, even like paying other services to keep it together. Let's just say that. I can't think of the word right now, so excuse me. But I'm trying to figure out ways that like what can go in those buildings, like virtual reality gaming or something like that. Could go because of the space. Because even a lot of I've seen big chain stores open what you would consider in prime locations, and because the space is so big, they're closing. See what I'm saying? So, they've already said they was gonna close Walmarts, right? Because people steal too much. I've seen what is Dick's Sporting Goods and what is it, Field and Stream, which is like a type of Bass Pro Shop type of place. Dick's stay open, Field and Stream closed, but they're in the same space. I've seen, what is that dog? Restaurants like Chipotle, depending on location, closed. It's like, wait, what? I've seen Smash Burger closed. Now, and somebody else take the space. And sometimes it's you say location, location, location. Sometimes it's not location. Sometimes it's just you might be at a nice location, but it's so much competition. People ain't got that kind of money. People just don't have that kind of money anymore. And the reason I'm bringing that up when I was talking about remote workers is, I guess people were assuming that people who work from home were going to order out more, and I don't think it's going at the rate that people thought. See what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, they're going to Uber Eats all day long. I don't see people dropping off food to people's houses just in a crazy rate. It's still like it looks like every blue moon type of thing. So ultimately what I'm saying is when people talk about trickle down economics, when the rich can't afford their investment properties and they're going to take a loss, The companies don't want to pay workers to be in these buildings, which is a good thing. But here's the issue: they're also going to use technology to get rid of some of these coworkers' jobs once they get them home. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be unemployed. And guess what's going to happen? That person that calls, "Hey, I want to buy your house," now you're going to have to sell. And guess what's going to happen? Now you're going to have to get an apartment. And guess what's going to happen? That apartment is basically the same. It's probably more than the mortgage of the house that you had to sell. And guess what's going to happen after that? You're going to be stuck. That's why you see, I think, so many people trying to use social media as a secondary or third income, the gig economy as an income, because with this remote working and real estate, it just basically looks like they're paving the road for basic universal income by keeping people at home. But maybe I'm wrong. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.